for Russell to come in, but the ball sent over by Burns. It's there! Superb goal by Butters.
So Guy, I guess he hasn't changed a lot since you were playing here.
To be fair, we never had to threaten him when I was playing, so it was just sort of a small little terrace. But yeah, obviously that's back in now, and that's a massive part of what Portsmouth Football Club was. I knew the history of the club before I come here. Apparently my mum was born in 1939 when they won the FA Cup, and my granddad was based down here. Based in Reading, but he used to have to travel down here, and apparently it was a toss-up. I think he wanted to call my mum Pompey. Her name's Pauline. But my nan wouldn't have it, so that's a story that goes around in my family. But so I was well aware of of the place before I actually signed down here. And yeah, it's sort of, there is bits and bobs that have changed, but in the main it's still the same old place. It took a little bit of a while and trying to settle down. Couple of issues off the pitch, as I highlighted before, happened, and I found myself sort of in and out of the team for a little bit, travelling down from London every day with a couple of the other lads. So it wasn't ideal for me. And then the off pitch issues were the fact that I sort of found myself being in charge of a 1-year-old daughter that I went to court and got custody of. So there was a load of off pitch issues at the time. So I was sort of playing football down here, and being a one-parent family at the time was really difficult. Although Frank Burrows really helped me out, to be fair. Huddersfield away was a game that stuck in my memory. I had to get a result last game of the season, and we did. So it was a bit weird really, because I've gone from having a really successful time at the club to sort of struggling a little bit with the club. So I've seen both sides of it.
You allude to the Cup semi-final. You played in the earlier rounds. You played at Exeter, you played against Orient, you played at Middlesbrough in a great game. So how much did it hurt not to be in that semi-final side and build up? Do you feel somewhat left out?
Yeah, I think it was the Middlesbrough home game. I think it was around about Christmassy time. I always remember, no one probably knows, I've never really told anyone, but I remember playing, I can't remember who we played, but I remember going home and having some Christmas dinner on Boxing Day, like reheated stuff from my mum, and I got food poisoning. I remember travelling down with Warren Neal and Gavin Maguire in the car, being sick out the window on the way down, and that was on the eve of when we was playing Middlesbrough at home. So obviously out of the team, couldn't play in that game, and then the club winning the game. I think then Jim took the decision to go that way for cup games. Missed I think it was the Forest game after that, and then subsequently the semi. But like I say, it was weird because you were playing league games in between. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. That's the luck that I had at the time. Very unfortunate to be out of there, but it was good sort of being in the squad, travelling up to Highbury and seeing how many fans there were with the ticker tape as well, and going up to Villa Park where we were unlucky to lose on penalties. But yeah, just seeing the atmosphere and being around the club at the time was a real big fun. If you actually spoke to Jim Smith, I think he'd say that probably one of the better players that he worked at Pompey on the pitch side of things was probably Chambo. Some of the runs that he'd done, some of the balls that he put in were unbelievable. I still look at them, the clips now of him playing alongside Warren Neal. Some of the play that we played that season was brilliant.
When did you know that your time at Pompey was perhaps coming to an end?
I think I found myself captain at the club at one stage when Terry Fenwick came into the club, bouncing ideas off of me. So it was quite a good time for me at the club. And then I think when Terry Venables came in to take over upstairs, I think I sort of saw the signs. And I always remember coming in and Knightsy sort of winding me up a little bit, going, "That's you done, isn't it?" Because obviously I put the transfer request in at Tottenham and left there. Didn't leave on too great a term, so I thought, maybe the writing's on the wall here. But that sort of pre-season, I remember someone contacting me and saying that they knew that Gillingham were interested in me, and we played Le Havre in a pre-season friendly away. That's when all the crowd went on the pitch.
Which was called off.
Called off. I scored as well, so gutted. But that was called off. So there was a game arranged against Gillingham behind closed doors. So I played in that game, scored in that game, funny enough, and I knew Tony Pulis was interested in me, and I've sort of found myself in and out of the team under Terry as well. I think Russell Perrott was coming through, Andy Thompson and Adi Whitbread were at the time, and I think he was sort of looking down an alternate route, whatever reason that be. I don't know whether it come from above or not, I'm not sure. So I sort of found myself in and out again, and I think I had about a year left of my contract, and at the time, all my family had moved down by then. We all decamped down to Hampshire, and you want security. That's all you want as a footballer. So I found myself sort of like I say, coming towards the end of a contract where another club were interested in me and willing to sign me on a 3-4 year contract, which was a massive boost for me, family wise, because like I say, it gives you a bit of that added security. And what I did, then Terry Fenwick contacted me as well and said one morning, get yourself up to Gillingham, they're interested in you. And I signed that afternoon.